Chapter 28 in our final 3 weeks around the southern half of Sri Lanka into Kandy and then back to Colombo to ship the landy to the UK. About 100 kilometres south of Kandy is a place called Nuwara, Eliya, or Little England as it's known. Beautiful landscape and a number of reasons it looked like England, not least the weather. But there's also home to a race course left by the Brits, Lake Gregory, the heart of the tea plantations, and many old colonial buildings, including this grand hotel with gorgeous gardens in full bloom. And whilst we were there, we were interviewed for national television channel Sarisa, which was really enjoyable.
Hi, so my name's Nick.
My name is Niroshika.
Niroshika Senaviratna, originally from Kandy, Sri Lanka, and her British husband, Nick Swift, decided to take a different route when they left the UK for Sri Lanka.
Well, only one thing to do when you're famous: go to Pub London, have chorizo and Nisanka's chocolate strawberries, and get dancing. Phew, that was exhausting but also exhilarating. And then we had this wonderful journey up from Nuwara, Eliya, through the beautiful hillsides, round to Kandy, and then joined the Southern Expressway to take us down to the south coast for the next part of our adventure. After 48,000 kilometres, one of our tyres decided it had enough on the side of the motorway. But surprisingly, I managed to change it for the spare, and then these guys helped pump them all up to make sure we're in good shape to arrive at the doctor's house.
So here we are at doctor's house, and this is our room, and this is our car park.
Oh, that's handy.
We just park right in front of the room.
Ta-da!
Can't get better than this.
Can't get better than this. It is one of our favourite areas, the doctor's house. We've been there a few times now, and it's set in what used to be an old Ayurvedic hospital run by a couple of Australian guys. And thank you for looking after us so well, Nick and the team.
The next day we drove west for an hour along the southern coastline and yet more beautiful beaches. Having been to so many beautiful countries by now, I felt so proud of how beautiful the coastline is all around my country of Sri Lanka.
And then into the popular town of Galle with its fort full of Dutch, Portuguese and British history, and now full of tourists from all over the world, many of whom stopped to chat with us, which was really nice. We popped into the fort printers for a bite to eat. We'd stayed here as part of our wedding tour in 2023, and amazingly the manager and team remembered us. Sun went down, Saturday night started up back at the doctor's house for their weekly party. And we bumped into Stephanie, who's driving around Asia in her landy. It's really nice to catch up with her the next day and swap tales. And then with slightly sore heads, a chilled Sunday driving past these stunning beaches. What a tough life we were having. A 20-minute drive east took us to the southernmost point of Sri Lanka, Dondra Head, with its large lighthouse for large ships. And this is Coconut Tree in Marissa. How's this for sunset? All too soon, time for us to drive up through Galle National Park to Aragon Bay on the east coast.
We had heard the elephants also like this road, and sure enough, there they were.
We'd also heard that some of these elephants were getting rather good at searching and asking for payment to pass by.
Luckily, I just managed to close the window in time to avoid a full search.
3 elephants on patrol in total, each a similar weight to our 3-ton Landy. Majestic and magnificent.
Lunch was a quick roadside roti and some fruit, and we got to Aragon Bay just after dark. Great drive.
The season was just starting for Aragon Bay on the east coast, and that's one of the great things about Sri Lanka is you could choose your coastline depending on the time of year and the season. Great for surfers and beautiful for this sunrise. And then to Ella, driving through these glorious paddy fields, past peacocks, not so glorious crocodiles, or kimbulla as they're called here. And then elephants aren't the only things travelling in threes. We bumped into these 3 tuk-tuk teams. Nice reassurance we're not the craziest people on the road.
A quick cup of tea with Pubutu, who we met the day before, and his family, and his talented partner Himashi, who had drawn a great picture of us.
Then into the midst of Ella, buzzy hippie town, where we stayed overlooking the magical 9-arch railway bridge. Just in case you're wondering, this is the evening train, and the one going the other way is the morning train, only one track. And then we're off to Nuwara, Eliya, and a real treat.
මගේ හස්බන්ඩ් එංගලන්තේ ලන්ඩන් වල ෂෝ
A big thanks to Anuradhi for inviting us to talk about our trip to these kids at Galle School.
New day, another early start, and we were met by this particular beautiful beast at Horton Plains. This is a great area, including these Baker Falls and World's End. Good idea to stop when you get here because there's an 800-metre drop. And looked like someone had missed a 4 off the front of this distance to London. Beautiful 9-kilometre hike around Horton Plains, which we reckoned earned us the right to have a jolly good ice cream at Nero's favourite dairy, Highland, before a 3-kilometre hike to Bombaroo Waterfalls. This road is called 18 Bends for reasonably obvious reasons, and it connects the flat country to the east with the hills towards Kandy. And this is the route we took for a full day drive back to Nero's hometown.
And this is Cora, a cow we rescued in memory of our golden retriever Cora. She's not quite as chilled and would leave more than just hair around the house. Lovely to see her being so well looked after by my mum's family in their village.
And then a lovely evening with more of Nero's family, which included what seemed like an everlasting supply of hoppers.
One of the things I had wanted to do is to see my school friends again after a half a lifetime away. On Sunday, we had this wonderful reunion at my friend Tilina's restaurant. Such a good day. Thank you girls for coming with your wonderful families. So nice to see you all again. And we even got a present at the end of it.
And wonderful for me to meet the people that Nero had spent so much time talking about, and how much love there was for all of the old schoolmates. Then to Colombo, and LR Motors kindly hosted this event for the Land Rover Owners Club in Sri Lanka. Lovely bonding with like-minded landy lovers. Thanks for inviting us, Ramesh, and thank you for giving us this souvenir shield a few days later. Really appreciate it.
We were having the best time in Sri Lanka, but still needed to do one more thing. Camp. So who did we turn to help?
Turns out it's pretty easy to camp in Sri Lanka. All you need is a modified Land Rover and find two other people that can cook, happen to be photographers, and are totally blinking nuts.
Oh yeah!
Charita and Nasanka, you two are brilliant. Thank you so much for making our trip so good. And if you don't like camping, you will love the Trees Hotel in Kandy. An amazing place and a wonderful venue for a last meal with Nero's mum and dad.
A quick stop to see our friend Padma.
Then into Colombo, where we met a terrific guy called Nazli Ahmed, who's published these photos around Colombo, and he took some magnificent shots of us to remember our time in the landy. And all too soon we're in the container yard, sadly getting ready to go home. Well, we know from India it's not that easy to ship a personally owned landy around the place. Sometimes the computer says no. So few people to thank for making it all happen. Big thanks to Interface Marine Surveyors and Glenn at the team at Reef. To Asita for somehow getting the right bit of paper to the right person in the right time. And a huge thanks to our dear friend Udani, who made this whole thing possible. We're so grateful, Udani. Thank you very much. So, that's it. Flying back to the UK tomorrow, the 10th of May, 396 days after we left. We visited the 30 countries as we planned, but it took us almost 50,000 kilometres rather than 30,000. Land is still working, we're still talking. We made it. What on earth are we going to do next?
Nick, I've been thinking about Africa.